What is up, everyone? Welcome to another edition of AOS Trash Pandas. I'm your host, Rob, and with me, as usual, except for when he's not here, is my co-host, Carson. How's it going, Carson?
Going pretty good.
Nice.
I can already see two people from the Team Canada Discord in the chat heckling us. So to you, as your glorious leader, I say, get out of here. You're not wanted.
Ya hosers.
How are you doing?
True. I'm doing really good, actually. It's been busy, but extremely good. So yeah, I'm just, I don't know, I'm tired, but great. So yeah.
Actually, I am also great. I realize because my company that I've been kind of working on for the past 2-ish years just got production funding for a game, which means I get to live. Yay!
Yeah, you get to live.
Yeah.
You were going to be executed if that didn't go through. Yeah, that's true.
That's clause. If they reject the application, then
that's a rough industry to be in, man. Like more and more,
Well, the thing is it's 100% success rate for living applicants.
What do you mean? Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I see. Got it. I see. I mean, actually, I was just listening to something in the car, or right before I left, and then it came on because my phone just does that now. If it was playing a YouTube video before I left, it doesn't matter. Like, if I had no interest in it, shut it fully off. It'll, as soon as I get in the car, it'll just play that YouTube video. It'll go find it and play it, whatever I was watching last. And they were talking about how the average consumer's, investment in video games has only gone down by 2%, but the amount that they're paying per game has gone down by 20%. So it's it's like a good time to be like an indie developer. It's like they're saying now the industry is, instead of going towards more expensive games, they think that the market trend is towards cheaper games made by smaller teams, such as your team. So it's kind of
hopefully that could also be construed as mobile games is an absolutely massive market too.
There is that. They did talk about that, and that's absolutely true, because people are, and yeah, anyway, that's a whole other conversation, but they still are seeing that trend, that even in the games, if you look at the Steam, the games that made the most amount of money, most of them are on the cheaper side of things.
Yeah.
Whereas before there was more AAA stuff there. So yeah. Anyway, thanks to everyone for joining us. I was like, we could start on time, but if we wait, then there's more people there waiting for us, and there's more hype from the big. No, I didn't say that. I psyched myself out. I had to pee at the last minute, and it is entirely my fault. But going on, we did see a rumor engine, and I feel like I think this looks like the limb. It kind of reminds me of a Tyrannid, obviously kind of a praying mantis-y looking arm, right? But I don't think it is. All the praying mantis-y kind of Tyrannid arms usually have that sort of serrated hooked blade kind of thing going on.
Yeah, and they usually have some sort of chitinous a shell of some kind. Yeah.
Exactly. So I'm thinking it's definitely Silent Ones. I'm just going to call it now and just say this is 100% lock on Silent Ones,
And if it isn't?
Yep. I don't get to live.
Yep. You die.
I die.
You're dead.
Yep. You're dead.
Which means 100% of living podcasters make correct calls.
Oh no!
On what the rumor engine is.
That is not a good thing to be talking, or not a great thing to be happening when we're about to make a bunch of predictions. I just realized that for some reason the camera is cut off. That's not what I wanted to do. Anyway,
Beefy says, "Hey, part-timers, rumor engine is a lanternfish."
Part-timers.
We take 1 week off. Spend time with our families.
I know, for real, actually. Yeah. And for you, you're just
I
I'm
work 2 jobs right here.
completely yeah. He literally works 2 jobs. Oh man, I actually was going to try and do a show, despite damn it, I keep grabbing the wrong thing. But Dan, like I just was like at the last minute, I was like, hey Dan, do you want to try and do a show? You know about speaking of which, he has a new show called what is it? Something Force Tango. Yeah. It's basically like 1980s cartoons. It's like, so he did a show called Heretic Hunt before on the Odd Void channel on YouTube. Super good. It's my favorite thing I've ever seen. You know, way better than Critical Role for my own personal, tastes. And so he's got a new one out, and it's like their own universe, and it is way funnier. It's way better. Check it out. Go to Odd Void. Just go to Odd Void, their channel. I'm sorry, Dan. I obviously did not think about this. Anyway, so I was like, do you want to come on and promote it or whatever? And he's like, I am on set filming right now. So didn't work out. But what are you gonna do? Is there any other predictions for this rumor engine here? I'm not seeing anyone else being all, good, since no one will be able to afford RAM. Yep, including me. I literally went to buy RAM, and I was like, I actually said to you, I was like, what the hell happened to these things? AI happened. AI isn't just ruining all creative pursuits going forward. It's also ruining the price of RAM.
It's a good thing.
Is it?
Yeah. Instead of automations helping us with menial tasks and things that humans don't want to do, it's taking away our creative endeavors.
Oh, okay.
And making things more expensive.
When you put it that way. Yeah. When you put it that way. Oh,
poetry,
man.
Art.
Yep.
Video creation, voice acting.
Yep. Scripts.
That's all stupid.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
We need robots to do that. That's like the least fun thing to do.
Did you watch that Red Letter Media video on AI slop or whatever it's called? I don't remember what it's called, but it's, they're talking about like how people are like creating videos on how to make an AI influencer. And it's just like, God, this is my soul. It hurts. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. Welcome to the worst timeline. So I don't know. I'm hoping this is Silent Ones, or if not, some kind of bug for Sylvaneth. Like, it could be like a Nurgle bug though. But like,
it's actually Squishy Dan, the new Cities of Sigmar model.
That's true.
Yeah, it's been leaked. I already know what it is.
The leaks were true. Squishy Dan.
Yeah, he's leaking too.
Oh, gross. Speaking of leaks, so I won't show the images. I think it was it Beefy that was kind enough to post it on our Discord here. Just gonna make sure I'm not showing them. There we go. So there were some like leaks about when Nurgle is coming out. And it looks like they're releasing on January 17th. And you can order them from the 3rd of January, which is pretty crazy. The prices are on there too. Nothing like surprising in that regard. And then also the spearhead for Hellsmiths of Hashut is coming on the same date. So that's kind of exciting,
Yeah. It's interesting that they're kind of cramming it all into January. I thought we would see. I guess it's pretty late now.
I mean, it's late for me to predict this now, but like they always release Nurgle in January for some reason. They've done that the last like 2 or 3 times Nurgle's gotten like a major release, and so it's just like they're like, well, we know this works, But I remember
Something
it was
about being stinky in January.
Yeah.
So enticing.
It's too cold to have a bath. Everyone's just out there covered in flies. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure what it is. Like you said, you'd think it would be like I always think of like goblins because of the red gobbo, and we also got like a Gloomspite Gets. The original release happened. Same thing. They did like the Grotmas, big reveal and all that jazz. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, but like I'm happy for all the Nurgle people. I remember there's a couple people in the chat were saying they're about to be a lot poorer. Obviously, some of those sculpts are out of this world, especially like Festus or whatever his name is.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. I was like, that doesn't like. Is it Fest? I'm thinking of
Festus.
Festivus.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. He's going to be, by the way, where is it? Is he on here? I don't see him. Oh yeah, there he is. He's going to be $94 US. And for like
He's pretty big though. Like he's
no,
the guy on the.
yeah, but that seems like a pretty reasonable price to me. Again, we don't know like the size of his base, so we don't know how big he actually is. So I'm thinking maybe he's not quite as big as he originally looked. But like that seems like a decent price. I don't know.
Yeah, probably be like 120 Canadian or something.
Something like that, right?
Because it's usually not quite conversion rate. It's
No.
usually preferable for Canadian price.
Well, and I realized that like he's not like a multi-build kit.
Yeah.
He's just like a single kit. So like stuff like the what do you call it? The Brood Terror, for example, is like you can only build it one way. So it's pretty reasonably priced. But yeah, But sometimes the named characters are a little bit more too because they know people are only ever going to want one. But I see a lot of people also just wanting to paint him, just being super interesting as a model. But
yeah, absolutely.
actually, brings up something I actually meant to bring up, but I was gonna check if that's true before the stream started. I think it's still true. Like I brought it up on our own Discord or whatever. But if you go to, actually, I can show this. I don't know why I'm doing it on a separate window. If you go to the Age of Sigmar page, it's been true for a while. So unless something like changed really recently, yeah. So it's the only thing you can buy on the Games Workshop website currently for Hellsmiths of Hashut is the War Despot and the Battle Tome. Everything else is sold out. That's okay. People might be like, who cares? Right? But the reason why I actually think it's super cool, I actually think this is fantastic news, is because they came out with a brand new army, first time in like, what, 4 years? Wasn't Cruel Boys the last one?
Yeah, I think so.
Right? So first time in 4 years they come out with a new army. They used to have like multiple armies per edition of Age of Sigmar. Obviously those are the early days and whatnot, but like still. And then they come out with this and it's so popular they can't keep anything in stock except for like one hero character and the stupid Battle Tome. And I think the Battle Tome sales must be down this edition because everyone's like, even the most like loyal true blue fans of Age of Sigmar and Games Workshop are still just like, screw this, $70 and it's whatever. Anyway, so my point though is that like I think the reason why this is so like such good news rather is because it's showing GW like, hey, you can invest in this game still and it's got a huge market. And it's not like the super competitive players are running out and buying Hellsmiths of Hashut because they're not considered that good. Like, I'm not saying that they're bad. I don't care about any of that. I'm just saying that no one's making the argument that they're overpowered. I'm not saying that they're not like viable or whatever. I'm just saying no one's going out and buying this army for a competitive edge. So they're selling all these models based purely on the looks of the models, essentially, is what I'm saying. So, and that's showing them that there's not only there's a market for that, but like that's like the best sign to GW about where the market is and like people's willingness to purchase armies for Age of Sigmar, because And it's a better investment for them if people are buying it for the models, because then it's like, okay, well, you know, it's like Skaven or whatever, where it's like the rules will go up and down, but people will always kind of like them because we did a good job with the sculpts, you know? So hopefully they're also just like, well, okay, well, this did bad, so maybe we didn't do so hot on the sculpts, and that's the reason. But it's not because of the market, because the market's here. You know what I mean? We can see that there is a huge market for it. So I don't know. I'm really excited about that. You know, I like the models. You know, so like yeah. Anyway, I think it's great news. So yeah, we're still here for Age of Sigmar.
Yeah, it's a good sign. I mean, there's a lot of people that were really excited for Hellsmiths, and I think they did a good job of like making them unique, not only from a like lore standpoint, but from a silhouette standpoint too. Mm-hmm. It's one thing that I think that Age of Sigmar is really good for.
Yep.
Is army to army, it's really easy to tell like who belongs in what, essentially.
Yeah. Not always what is what within an army.
Yeah, that's not usually great.
But that's usually the old shit though too.
It is. Yeah. And it is getting better. That's very true. Like the two worst armies I can think of are probably like Fire Slayers, which is mostly old kits, and then Ogres, which is mostly old kits.
Yep.
Like usually people are like, is that an Iron Gut or a Glutton or like what is that? And that's only choosing between two things as well. It's not a huge deal.
The only other army that I think that it even applies to is Stormcast. And
yeah, that's true.
And they also have a million. They have way too many like units.
Some combination of like Lord, Knight,
yeah,
Stella, Stant, or
Celestial
lore. Yeah.
Like a bunch of R's.
Yeah.
And some vowels.
Like a Lord Perjurer or something like that.
All their names sound like the revving of like a motorcycle.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can tell Carson and I take it very seriously. The lore in particular.
100%. Yeah.
Okay, so Lidificus says, let's be honest, GW doesn't care why we buy them, just that we buy them. I don't know that that's true. I mean, like, I think, like, overall, that is probably a true statement. You know what I mean? But, like, they used to say back in the day, they used to make the claim that people didn't buy models based on rules. They only buy them for the looks. And that's not true. We know that's not true because things, you know, we get a balance update, something gets tweaked for the better, and then all of a sudden it's sold out, and because everyone's buying them off the shelves, right? Like, it's patently not true. But I do think that they care. Like, I do think that they do that kind of market analysis to a certain extent. And like, even if that is true, like, let's say you're 100% right and they couldn't care less about why, it's still like, okay, well, you know, you made a new AOS army and it sold out. It sold like gangbusters. So that's just still like, it's still just showing them that there's at least a market in Age of Sigmar, which is all I really care about, because, you know, I want to see new armies. I was playing, what's it called? Darkwater. Liam and I, my son and I, call it Warhammer Quest Poop Water, and because we think that's hilarious. And so now I can't remember what the actual name of the board game is, but so we were playing Poop Water, as I said, and
Short water.
Yeah, exactly. And it's really good. It's honestly, it's so fun. It's really, really great. The only downside to like the gaming at all was the book that I got, the one that opens up, and it is the board. There's kind of like, some of the pages are like kind of far away. You know what I mean? Like, they're kind of like, it's almost like they've been pulled apart a little bit. So I'm not sure if it's just mine or whatever, but you know, I might talk to G-Dubs about it. I'm not sure. But anyway, the game is great. But what's funny too is that, like, so what I didn't know is, you know how there's like 4 characters and then there's 3 characters? So the 4 characters are the ones that we were shown originally, and then there's like 3 like DLC characters, right? Everything's in there, right? But you have to unlock those 3 characters. So you can only play with those 4 main characters when you start out. And then I don't know how you do it because we haven't gotten that far. We've only played it, a few times. But anyway, all that to say, so like I was originally saying, like before it came out, I was like, oh, I really want to play with the Karnathi guy, and Liam was like, I want to play with the Manticore Knight, and I was like, no problem. I was like, and I knew that you got to pick 2 characters each. It was like Curse City, if you're playing with 2 people, and so then I was like, I think I'm going to go with the Jade Wizard. And then he's like, I think I'm gonna go with the dwarf. Like the dwarf looks cool, and so it turns out like, no, you can't. But then in the end, the dwarf model in there is so sick that we both wanted to play with the dwarf among those 4 characters, which is still crazy to me. And then the dwarf model in there is also so cool that Liam was like, if this dwarf rumor is true, he's like, I might be into dwarves. And I was like, I hope so.
You should be like, no, son of mine.
No, because I want to do the matchup of Skaven versus dwarves. It'll be freaking awesome.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to kill dwarves on a more regular basis. I understand.
Yeah, I want access to killing dwarves. It's going to be great.
That makes complete sense to me.
Thank you. Finally. Yeah. So it is meat, as Asri said. It's meat for,
Meat is meat.
Yeah. Like, we'll take black corn if there's nothing else. But a nice plump dwarf?
Lean.
Magnifique. Very rarely lean. They're usually a little bit, cushioning for the pushing.
What pushing? Pushing of the teeth into them?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah. Okay, there you go.
Pushing the meat into my face. It's great. Because if it's like too bony, you're just stabbing yourself in the face. It hurts.
Fair.
Yeah. I mean, like I'm not going to not be drunk while I'm eating dwarf meat. So, a certain amount of lack of coordination is to be expected. Moving right along with our holiday show, I do want to talk about Grotmas. What have you thought about Grotmas so far?
I have not paid attention to it whatsoever.
That's fair. I have not paid a lot of attention myself, but I don't know. It seems disappointing to me overall.
That might be why. Like, I appreciate the little lore bits and stuff like that they do sometimes.
Yep.
And I might go and read them every once in a while. But I don't know. Like, nothing has really enticed me to go check them out. So
yeah.
That's
kind of what I'm thinking. I am thankful for they did put out this one cool thing though. I mean, they put out the Hellsmiths of Hashut Army of Renown or whatever it was, Regiment of Renown. I can't remember. But they did something cool, and they released like rules for playing doubles for Spearhead, and it was actually Andy and I filmed like a game the other day, and we were we were talking about this, and I said, is it basically just like you put 2 boards together and you go? And then he was like, no, I think it's 1 board. It turns out it is 2 boards, but it's still, I don't know, it's still really cool that they did this. It's just giving you a way to play doubles for Spearhead. I think that's fun. So I'm here for it. I was thinking maybe we could even do like a double Spearhead live game at some point, on the channel.
Fun.
Yeah, I'd be down, and then if people like it, then, that's what it was. Thank you, Ludivicus. It was the Scourge of Gairan stuff. Yeah.
I think we covered that before we
took our
not
sabbatical.
last week, but the week before.
Yeah. Yeah, we did cover it, but yet neither one of us remembered what it was because we didn't care enough.
It seemed neat.
Yeah, it was cool. No, it was legitimately cool. Yeah, all he wants for Christmas is his opponent's tears.
That's right. Yep. Devin says, can't take what he says about community. No, he says, look, Carson is a big sweaty comp player. Can't take what he says about community lore articles seriously. And then Mark has now deleted his message because he's a coward.
Coward. Okay. Oh, interesting. I didn't see Darktron, longtime follower of the channel. He's making some bold predictions. We are here for predictions, by the way, but he's saying these are the units that's probably going to be good: Rot Swords and Lord of Plagues and Belga and Sloven Knights, I guess, and Nurglings and Gnarlmaw. So those 6 things. I don't know where he's getting that. Tell me more. Where do these bold predictions come from? Yeah, so it really has been like, I almost brought up this article about like the Space Marine 2 update. It's been that like dire for news lately. So we don't really have a lot of that. But speaking of predictions, we're on the cusp, almost certainly, of a big update. It's got to be coming tomorrow. 40K got theirs last week. We always play second fiddle, so we should be getting ours this week or tomorrow. It's too bad that, most of the time it's a good thing that we do this show on Tuesdays, but when they do the update, I wish we were on Wednesdays because we could get like this nice fresh update and then just dig into it, which we will be able to do next week. But to be honest, this week, Carson and I were both completely slammed. I was working on stuff until 2:10 in the morning last night, which is why I look the way I do, particularly ghoul-like.
Beautiful. Oh, yeah.
I mean, I did play some FEC yesterday. Was it yesterday? No, it was Sunday. This is what I mean. Yes. So I don't even know. I just completely lost. We're going to make some predictions, though. Off the cuff. Nothing is planned. And this is the way we work. Because the reason why this is called what is this called again? What's the name of our podcast? What city are we in?
2 Guys in a Hot Tub.
2 Guys in a Hot Tub. That's why we call it 2 Guys in a Hot Tub. Because we're never really focused on any one thing at a time. It's just like, like that feeling of when you're sitting in a hot tub and you're just letting your mind wander. Maybe you have a beer, something like that. You're just chilling, But, and then sometimes we also call this, or most of the time we call this the AOS Trash Pandas, because I want, you to think of the image of discovering a raccoon going through your garbage when you think of this podcast. So one of these days we're going to have to get a graphic. We need like a picture. And then that way we could just use it for the thumbnails and we're not always scouring the internet for free images that we can manipulate and put our dumb faces on. But anyway, so we're going to make some predictions starting with Carson. Carson, give me your first prediction for...
Before we dive deep into this, do we want to do what we've done in the past for prediction shows where we have like a little Google Doc that we're editing, or do we want to do just just rattling stuff off?
I think this time we should rattle stuff off because it's coming tomorrow. It's not like there's like a, you know what I mean? Yeah. You can certainly write it down though.
I won't. I think. Okay, so I kind of want to go over the things that Are we just going one? Are we just trading back and forth on like what we think is going to be in there, or what we hope is going to be there? What's the structure of this show? I'm so confused. Yeah.
Yeah. Why don't we go 1 and 1? It'll hopefully allow us to kind of chamber up our thoughts.
We'll do 1 and 1, and then you can either say a hope or a true prediction.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. Okay.
So I'm going to say one hope of mine.
Yes.
Is that they add more battle tactics.
More battle tactics. Oh,
like
interesting.
2 more I think would be cool. Yeah.
Yeah, because there aren't that many, but like they are multifaceted. So 2 seems like a great amount. Yeah, like obviously I hope for that too. Yeah, I mean like I would say Perfect World 4. Like we also, I actually don't want them to add too many, because like it's bad for analysis paralysis and that kind of thing, and in newer players and whatnot. So you don't want too many, but yeah, like yeah, 2 to 4 battle tactics. Absolutely want. Let us know in the chat. And by the way, you are on a delay, so if you want us to know which one you want or don't want, put like like battle tactics : want, or just let us know. Ooh, yeah, I like that a lot. Okay, I'm gonna go. I'll shoot you back with one of my wants. And to be fair, I'm mostly not playing shooting armies lately, but I do want them to change a little bit of how, what do you call it? The obscuring works, exactly, because I find it very, I don't know. I find it very uncinematic. It's the same reason I complained about direwolves running up in clamshell formations. I think it makes the game look kind of stupid and ugly and unintuitive from an outside perspective. And I also hate the idea of like a bunch of guys lined up against a wall. You know what I mean? Like how you would do like an actual like execute someone, you know what I mean, with a gun, and then they're like, you can't see them. Like, why? Like, I feel like I can see them easier than if they were just like, kind of out in a field of some kind. Anyway, yeah, and whether how that works, balancing wise and whatnot, I'm actually willing to just kind of go, I don't care. Please just, fix this one thing. Want battle tactics. It seems like it's pretty BLT. Yeah, that's an interesting choice of acronym. Yeah, but everyone wants battle tactics, so that seems like a good one. Ooh. Okay. What do you think? Do you want or don't want? Just keep it the same.
For obscuring changes, I think something needs to change. It feels a little bit wonky right now.
Right.
Maybe if there's like, I don't know, a range thing where if you got within a certain range, then it didn't matter, like within 9 inches or something like that, or
even like half your shooting distance.
Yeah, exactly.
Actually, I guess that's kind of F's over. Like it's like, okay, well, what if you got a 9 inch? It's like you got to be within 4. It's like basically have to be right in. Yeah. I could see that, like, or 12 or something like that. Yeah.
But yeah, some sort of change is definitely needed. I don't know how much is going to change, just because
probably not.
I feel like they pointed.
I think they're locked in for this GHB.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of armies are kind of pointed with these rules in mind.
That seems.
And if they make some like gigantic change, it's gonna also
even if it's a minor change to it, it will have like a far-reaching effect to it. Yeah. I don't disagree with that.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, and then for a specific change that I think is going to happen, the Sunsteel Awila's chariots, I think. I don't know how it's going to change.
That's very specific. So I thought we were kind of going bigger picture to smaller picture, but I realized just now that I never said that at all.
Perfect.
I probably said it in a delusion, in an FEC delusion, but interesting. I mean, those have to change just because it's like,
it feels crazy.
It feels crazy. Like
the weird thing is that it got changed specifically to work like that.
I know.
But everyone is like,
it's funny because you always say that every time you bring up this rule. It's like, you're like, you realize they did this on purpose, right? And I'm like, I remember from last time. Yeah. It is crazy to me. I feel like I do like it to be, okay, here's the crazy thing. I don't think that was the wrong decision at the time. Because they needed to give GITS players a reason to play the army, especially like with the new models in their heads. I'm not saying this is justified. I'm just saying from their perspective, I think it was a good decision because they got a bunch of people buying those cool models. So that's the right decision for them. I think what they need to do now is to walk that way the F back for the Sunsteel Awilas, and they need to buff the other things in the army. Like, I think that they need to, honestly, just give Wolves Rend 1. Just give it to them. It's stupid. That's another thing that annoys the crap out of me. Like actual like normal like Arctic wolves can like bend steel. They've got like a crazy bite strength or whatever. Able to break up like moose bones with their friggin' mouths, and it's just like, how does this thing have no rend? It's the same. It hits like a goblin does. Like why? Anyway, yeah, stuff like that, right? But buff the other things of the army, because like it's not like goblins are really taking over, at least as far as I can tell in the meta. You know what I mean? Their win rates seem pretty fair overall.
Gitz is still a good, outside of
They're
the context
good.
of Steeler Wheelers. I
Yeah.
think that's like, they're actually like quite a good army.
Really interesting. What would you kind of take in a Gitz army?
I would probably take mixed arms of some kind. Like I think
Okay.
even if the Sunstealer Wheelers change, they're an interesting tool.
Okay.
Wolves like have so much movement shenanigans and interesting play that I think that there's an argument to take them as well. One drop bounders are really cheap. And they're like a really good hammer, I think. And then just Stabas it's 20 dudes for 130 points on a 5-up save with -1 to hit.
Very good. It's very good. Yeah.
It's an incredible screen.
Yeah, they're incredible. They're actually incredible. They're only -1 to hit in combat, correct?
In melee, yeah.
Okay. No, I'm just checking. That wasn't a statement of any kind.
No.
Checking my own, interesting. Wow. I like honestly, by the way, Lodificus is here. Lodificus, I've been thinking about what you said for a long time now. And I think I now agree with him, and it makes me incredibly sad to say this. I do think that spiders are going to get chopped from the army. I don't think they're going to get replaced. I think they're going to get chopped, and it makes me incredibly sad.
Not tomorrow, though.
Not tomorrow. Not this day.
They live another day.
Yeah, Lord of the
But
Rings.
it is not this day.
It is not this day. Okay. So if we're going like willy nilly all over the place,
Oh yeah, Stabas are. Yeah, they're
110.
Yeah.
Say what?
Oh God.
Wow. Yeah, that's
Sorry, I was thinking of Nobblers, which are 130 points. My bad. That's something else on the mind.
You've always got your knobbies on your mind.
That's me.
Get your mind out of the gutter. Okay. I think that FEC are going to get nerfed again. And I don't think that they're going to buff the units that I personally think were nerfed needlessly last time, like flayers. Like, I played with flayers, and they always disappoint me, without fail. Their shooting attack is better. It's the same attack as their melee, only it has -2 rend. Like, I don't, they're fast. Anyway, I think that they're going to nerf them, like, for points again. And I don't know how I feel about that.
Interesting. Yeah, Feck is another, like, quite good army.
Yep. It's true.
They can fall over, I think, into like a bad matchup or a bad battle plan kind of thing.
Yep.
Or a combination of the two.
I also think that they're always like a hair's breadth away from like overpowered or like way underpowered too, because they just are not like a hardy army naturally. So
yeah, if you don't have the wound density and you don't have like the surface area, then
all of a sudden it's just
matter.
like there's nothing there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Interesting. The difficult says even with wheelers, they're under a 55% win rate. Devin says Sunstealers wheelers do have a 63% win rate. A bunch of Gitz players just don't play them for some reason. Interesting. So I guess lists that have Sunstealer wheelers in them
I see are 63.
Yeah.
But that is a little bit of like, that is kind of cherry picking a little bit, because it's like, that's always true. Like, if you look at like what's the worst army, you know what I mean? If you look at like you could pull out a subsection of like I don't know what the current worst army is in the game, right? But if you pull that army out and you pick like a certain unit, they're going to have a better win rate than the ones without it, right? So that's always going to be true of literally every army in the game. Like they've got like their general win rate, and then they've got their win rate when people are, hard-nosed competitive and know what's good. So
I think like destruction in general is always, it's kind of one of those things that's like all of the destruction armies I think are baiting people into making bad decisions while simultaneously being like extremely enticing to make those bad decisions, right?
You need to give an example, because I love that statement, but like, it's
I think
a little hard to follow, right?
What you think of like the archetype of a destruction player, you think like probably a Timmy, right?
Absolutely, not probably. That there's like a goofy picture of me with my tongue out on the front cover of the destruction section. So
exactly,
yeah.
So you have. And like usually a Timmy wants to just like run forward and smash kind of thing.
They usually want big things, monsters, big interactions, super smashy, fun, and they don't care when they die typically. So
yeah. But the game is in a state right now where like almost everyone has a screen or a speed bump of some kind,
right?
And a lot of people are very fast,
right,
and deal damage.
Okay.
So what a Timmy wants to do is walk into the center of the table and just like come hit you really hard.
Yeah.
And destruction armies are just like, look, you have these big hammers. It's like, it's what you want to do. You want to take your iron guts and put them in the center of the table and like smack someone with them.
You want to talking to a dog. Like, that's what you want to do, right, boy?
Yeah, kind of. Like it's great for like beer and pretzels Warhammer. Yeah. But when you go to a tournament and you do something like that, the other person's just going to like sit back for a turn, wait for you to make the positioning mistake, and then walk up and end the game in a turn, essentially. Right. Ogres can't take enough of a punch on their like actual hammers,
right,
to recover from that. Iron Jaws kind of can,
right.
Gits cannot whatsoever.
No, that's true.
And Gargants like tend to be that tends to be the case too, where they just kind of like sit their Gargants in the center of the table and say, "What can you do about me?"
Yeah.
And if the answer is a lot, then they go, "Oh, I guess I lose."
Yeah.
Like,
chosen.
Yeah.
And you're
like,
dead.
Yeah. So it's a lot of the destruction armies are like, it's weird because you have to have a surprising amount of patience to do really well with them.
Right.
And a lot of people, and it's not like a knock against people. It's just like, if you just want to show up and have fun, it's not the thing that you intuitively think you should be doing with that army.
Yeah. So. And honestly, you could make the argument that that's like a failure of design.
In some ways, but if you had an army that truly rewarded you for just walking up and smashing someone without any
everyone would play it. Yes. Yeah.
Well, either everyone would play it or it would piss off every single competitive player.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you have to think of like Slaves to Darkness last year, right?
Yeah.
It pissed off every single competitive player because someone might just go like, "Oh, Vanguard fight twice. Oh, I got the double turn. I win." And you're just like, "Oh, okay."
Honestly, cool. You say it pisses off every competitive player. I think it pisses off the casuals even more.
It does.
Because the competitive players, they're looking at it more, not necessarily, but they're more likely to look at it like a problem to be solved, and get into the minutia of it and what you can and can't do in that situation. Whereas, someone just rocks up and they've brought a bunch of spiders or whatever, and then you're like, I was never in this game against Vanguard. Like, it was never going to happen. It didn't matter how well I played and how poorly they did. It was never going to happen. And so people, I think, get more upset about that, weirdly. But yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's interesting. Sorry, whose turn are we on? I've completely... I think I went about FEC. Yes, not a great prediction, to be sure. I'll try and up the ante a little bit.
I'm going to go back to broad a little bit, and I think KO is similarly going to get probably hit a little bit too much.
Yeah,
because I think they're in a spot right now where they're a very good army,
right?
But they're not like as oppressive as they were obviously when they launched.
Right.
And I have a feeling they're probably going to be like knocked down a decent amount. So
Yeah, I feel like when GW knocks things down, they knock them down by like, this is just like a, I'm pulling a figure from the ether, right? But like, I feel like they knock them down like 15%, you know? So it's like, okay, if you're sitting at like actually that's probably not the right amount, right? Like let's say you're sitting at like let's say they knock them down like 12%, right? So they're sitting at a 65% win rate, right? And then they knock them down 12%. So now they're sitting at like 53%. That's okay. But people are still complaining. The meta hasn't caught up yet. So then they knock them down another 12%. You know what I mean? Like they kind of go in these sort of almost even sequential nerfs or buffs depending on the situation. And so it's like if the meta doesn't catch up, then now they're just whoa. You know what I mean? They're like dipping around to the 40% mark. And now no one's happy, you know? So yeah, I am worried about that. Yeah, I do think, and like KO is another one. KO is one of those ones too, where it's a great Timmy army. You know, it does like all the funnest things where it's hard to kill and it kills super well and it moves very fast and you know what I mean? So it is one of those, I think it's definitely an army that people are going to complain about probably even more than was warranted. And I can definitely see that. Yeah, I'm worried about KO too, you know, less so than about FEC because I play FEC and I don't play KO, but yeah. Yeah, I like that. Okay. Spider's Rock went 3-0 at an RTT a few weeks ago. RTTs don't count, Beefy, okay? But congratulations. Always finds 3 ways to nerf an army, and instead of picking one, they often go with that is and we've been talking like Carson and I always talk about like don't do rules and points at the same time, or if you do, be very careful with them. But they don't sadly listen to me or Carson, and so it is what it is. Oh man, what are the kinds of things we've seen in the past? Okay, actually, here's one. This isn't a prediction. This is more of a want. I hope they take another kick at the manifestation can. I feel like they're in an okay spot, but it would be cool if they were in like a fun spot. Like if they were more interesting and compelling. Like they probably have settled rules wise. I'm not saying that there's something that needs to be done. I'm just saying like, remember when we did, what was the last season called? Like the crazy magic season of AOS 3.
Oh, Primal, whatever.
Primal Magic, or yeah, something like that, right?
Something about Frozen something.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to say too. And then you said Primal, and I was like, oh yeah, but basically Primal Crazy Magic Dice. No one asked for that. No one asked for that. But that was the most fun I had in all of AOS 3. It was crazy. It applied obviously to the Skaven in me. But it was like risk and reward. It was incredibly well thought out. I was really hoping that AOS 4 was going to be more like that. And so I think that they could do something similar with manifestations.
So you want new actual rules and not just like points changes and stuff?
Yes, for sure. I honestly, like, points changes are never going to really make me excited. It's just like, oh, now this is viable. That's good news. Or not viable. That's bad news. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, I want something interesting to happen. You know?
Yeah, that's fair. I think I agree from the perspective of like maybe making their war scrolls a little bit more interesting.
Right.
But please don't change the manifestation rules again. I'm still like conflating what they were at the beginning of 4th versus what they are now, and I'm just like, oh god, they don't count as units in this phase, but they do in this phase. And you're just like,
no, but they always correct me if I'm wrong. In every GHB, they rewrite the scrolls. like, or like they produce new scrolls, right?
Yeah. I mean, they include
And
it with the
so,
GHB. Yeah.
and they often don't change anything.
Yeah.
But like, what if they did? You know, now wouldn't be the time probably in like the middle, like the GHB update instead of the actual GHB. But like they could, like they've surprised us in the past. Like they've done stuff in these updates before that was like farther reaching changes than the GHB itself. We've seen that several times, like the sub commander thing, like that was huge, and it kind of fixed a problem that they created, to be fair, but they created lots of problems with this last GHB. So like, you know, not necessarily with the manifestations themselves, but yeah.
Also, Andrew says, honestly, KO can get knocked into obscurity.
See,
um, they've had an entire year in the sun. Give them the Bane treatment. Back to the pit with you. Has it been a year? Because they released this summer.
yeah,
And that's when they kind of became a problem.
it just feels like that to some people, I think. Although, like, they honestly, like, their rules were far more toxic in the index.
Yeah.
They just weren't as powerful,
Yeah.
you know? But, like, that's kind of the problem, though, too, is that people, like, you know, like, they continue to hate on something because they had these bad experiences. And, you know, and it's like, no one's going to be happy. Like, do we really want them to be just completely blasted into obscurity? Like, I mean, I do think that KO is probably one of the more frustrating armies to play against. Like, I do think that, like, the way that they were when the Battle Tome released made people more angry than almost anything else. Like, going back to maybe Slaves of Darkness. So my point being that it's like, well, if they do knock them down to obscurity, like, that's just, I don't know, it's just kind of the opposite end of that, right? Like, I don't personally want that. Like, I think a more interesting, varied landscape of armies, whether you're going to tournaments or not, is better, you know? Like, I'm not saying that, like, they couldn't, like, I don't know what their win rates are currently sitting at. I don't know, you know, I seem to see them a lot on the podium, but that doesn't really mean that much, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't know what are your thoughts? Actually, you're much more plugged into this. I don't know why I wasn't just asking you from, like, where do you think they sit in terms of their power rating right now?
KO?
Yeah.
You kind of have to think of KO as like two separate armies, because you have Magnate's crew as well as like the
right.
KO
Army of
right
Renown,
now.
for sure.
I think Magnate's crew is like very good.
Okay.
I think it's like upper B tier, lower A tier, I guess, if I were to put it on a chart or something.
Okay,
And then
interesting.
vanilla KO, I would probably put it like upper A tier, but not like S.
So the regular one is stronger than the Army of Renown?
I think so.
Oh, wow. I didn't expect that.
Yeah, I think that it's got a lot of interesting tools, and then like the auto engines are like a really solid piece. It's just like free deep stripe screening, free pinning. Like it's.
So you were saying that regular KO? Sorry, you said upper A tier or lower A tier?
Probably like mid to upper A tier is where I'd put regular vanilla KO.
Wow. Okay. Well,
like, they're not the best, but they're like they're up there. Like,
okay.
I would expect them to do really well.
Well, if that's the case, then yeah, like another. What's the word? Like another leveling off, like a nerf.
Yeah, I would understand if it was something like that, but I suspect it's going to be like
over nerf,
a solid gut punch.
Yeah. I don't think that's the way. I think that it really is, because other armies are naturally going to get, you know, raised up. So, you know, you don't want it to like go too far. I really do like a light touch, and like I've had my army be top tier, so I know what that's like. And I also know what it's like to not play an army a lot more, because I don't play most of the armies in the game, to see that and kind of go, okay, like hopefully they do a light touch, and then they don't, and then they just, you don't see them anymore, and it's only like the hardcore people that are playing them. I hope that I guess I hope, based on your report here, I'm hoping that they get a little bit of a touch, but yeah, I don't want to see obscurity. But
yeah.
Who went? I went last with spells, right?
Oh yeah, you did.
Okay.
Okay. So Slanesh won WCW, and Slanesh has kind of been on like a bit of a hot streak where
Wow.
people have been paying more attention to it, and it's been
Okay.
doing like fairly well.
Yeah.
A lot of that is thanks to Twin Souls
Right.
just being like a really efficient, like defensive anti-melee hammer unit.
Right.
So like if you take Matthias's list, for instance, or sorry, actually a lot of it is to do with the Slangors. What am I saying? The Scourger and Slangors that can pop up in your opponent's turn and then you just like sprint them over and smack. Those are really good, really powerful in invaders. They can be +1 rend, which is really good too. So I could see them getting touched. I don't think I want it to happen. I think maybe like a rules change on the Slangor to be like not able to pop up in your opponent's turn would be kind of nice, considering you can give them run and charge and just like come murder someone. That feels pretty bad, but yeah, I think Slanesh is going to get touched a little bit as well.
I can see that. Even if they just concentrate on like problem war scrolls like Gits or whatever, yeah, that makes sense. Before I forget, Ladificus says, I want them to either give Grand Alliances some meaning or get rid of them completely. Or maybe save that for a campaign book where they get reshuffled and call it Unlikely Alliances or something. That's an interesting idea. I kind of like that. I don't disagree either, because before, even like if you just consider that like allies, it was just like anything, or actually it wasn't anything in your Grand Alliance, but they could make it like that. I wouldn't mind. Yeah, something like that. Yeah. Although I don't want Grand Alliance battle tactics again. That was just like a way of having worse balance. Yeah.
Especially because Order does not adhere to any specific playstyle whatsoever.
Yeah, exactly.
There's so many different armies. Yeah. What does 40k do again? It's like Imperium of Man, Chaos, Xenos.
The three.
Is it just 3? Okay,
yeah, there's 3 faction like StarCraft.
It kind of feels like that's what they were trying to do before as well.
Yeah.
But it's like it just doesn't work.
Yeah. No,
the Order factions have, like somewhat in relation to each other. It's like they want civilization of some kind.
Right.
And then Chaos is just, I guess that makes sense. You're worshipping a Chaos god of some kind. Death is you're worshipping Nagash or under Nagash in some way. And then Destruction is like the NPCs of the universe that have like aggro ranges and hang out in Gur a bunch, I guess. But yeah.
Yeah, I was just talking about the nature of different chaos and whatnot versus destruction, because you always hear people talking about how Skaven should be destruction because they're all about ruin and different things like that. Anyway, yeah, that's interesting. I don't know, like I'm not sure that I really like Regiments of Renown personally. And it also feels like they created a bunch of extra work for themselves to like, I don't know, like I'm not sure, maybe they're seeing sales, from these, and so it's worth it to them. But they could also, you can't really quantify the sales that they were making before off of just Grand Alliance allies either, or allies in general. So maybe that's valuable to them. I'm not really sure, but I don't know. I'm not sure that I think it's beneficial to the game.
I think Regiments of Renown is like, it's a cool idea and it's a cool solution to the whole allies problem.
Yep.
If they didn't make like a metric ass load of Regiments of Renown. Like there are like several dozen Regiments of Renown, and it's so hard to keep track of them that it's just like from their perspective as developers, it's going to be hard to balance.
That's what I mean. That's what I'm saying. Like they're creating more work for themselves, but I don't think it's helping the game in any tangible way.
So I understand this Regiment of Renown offers this tool that an army would previously not have access to.
Okay.
And so here you go. Like that's cool.
Yeah.
You know, you band up with someone else in that sense, but there's just so many to keep track of, and so many of them are just like utter garbage.
Right.
And there tends to be like maybe like 2 or 3 at any given time that people bring in any like competitive capacity.
Right.
So yeah, I
Yeah.
think there needs to be less of them. Like
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like, I think if they made them seasonal, people would complain that they're just doing it for money, but it would also kind of maybe make everyone's lives better at the same time too. But I'm not really. I've never been into allies in general. Like, only if I had like a very specific story did I ever take them. I actually took them more in 40k. Like, I would take the giant robots. What are they called? Knights. I would take a knight in my Mechanicus army because I just thought it was cool. Like, they're the ones building them, so it made sense to me. Like, it was lore appropriate. You know what I mean? Anyway, I've got my next one, but you have to promise me not to use your spam slingshot against me when I say it. Okay? Yeah. No, you put down the spam slingshot, okay? Just hear me out first. Covering it, I can still see it. I can still see it through your meaty fingers. Put it down, okay? Just hear me out. All I ask is you hear me out, okay?
okay.
And I'm thinking of you when I say this.
Okay.
I want to see 0 changes to ogres. Hey, put that down. Put that down. Hear me out. All I asked was you hear me out. I want to see 0 changes to ogres.
0. Why do you hate me?
Nothing. No, I want nothing. And it's for you, buddy. This is for your own good.
Why?
Because if you get 0 changes, no points changes, no rules changes, absolutely nothing, it probably means that the ogres are right around the corner.
I'll accept that. That's fair. Yeah, that's fair.
Does the chat want it?
My actual thoughts on ogres are that a lot of your lists are in like a really weird spot points wise.
Right.
So like the list that I took to P&W Masters is 50 points down, while taking a heroic trait that I don't particularly need, and it costs 20 points, so I'm actually 70 points down.
Wow.
So I'm like, what do I do with this weird amount of points? So to me, that either says there's going to be another nerf to like bump it up, essentially, or it's going to go down slightly.
Another nerf?
It would be weird. It would be.
Man, that would be a crazy.
I didn't understand the last one, so
No.
all I think is that it'll be changed in some small way that like you either get something or you like shore up those points. Yeah. So because it feels in a weird spot list building wise right now.
You posted a pretty funny meme on our Discord. Or actually, no, it wasn't even your meme. It was just taken from some other chat. It was like AOS Coach's chat or something, wasn't it?
Yeah.
If you could find that and send it to me, it was pretty funny. Mr. Boadini, who I think is Alex, if I remember correctly from last time, says Nobblers should go up. Thoughts, Carson?
Agreed.
Okay.
Stats are 110 points. Nobbler should be 150.
Whoa.
Yep. Make him go up.
It probably should, though. Wait, how much?
What's interesting is that if they went to 150, my list would still stay the same.
Yeah, right.
I wouldn't get a CP on the first turn.
That's funny.
There you go. Sent it.
Oh, yes. Thank you. I heard it.
Oh, it's not on Facebook. Oops.
Yes, no, I heard it, but it wasn't open, so that way everyone isn't reaching for their phones and whatnot, or computer tabs. Nice, there we go. I enjoyed this quite a bit. There we go. Ogre players seeing Carson 5-0. Ogre players realizing they're getting nerfed to death till 2027.
Yeah. I watched like the VOD of the Honest Wargamer stream where he was covering that.
Yeah.
And first of all, he had a very funny reaction to Matthias's list name. And I think we kind of overlooked it. looking back. I think we, or rather, what screwed Matthias's list name was the jumbling up of the emojis
Right.
to make it like not legible.
Yeah.
Um,
It's like when someone explains a joke to you, it's never as funny.
yeah.
You know? You're like, what?
But-
You're like, no, but he went into the bar. Like he hit the bar. Like, oh, okay.
Thanks. Yeah.
That was great. You
But
know?
yeah, the chat, when as soon as we went over that, they were just like, God damn it.
Yeah.
It's funny.
And the sad part was Matthias said now he's only writing lists for Honest Rob. He's only writing list names for that. Even though we're the original, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
The one that
I will
won
say
though
there's
was
always
really
this-
good though.
Sorry?
The one we actually gave the $17 million trophy to, or whatever we're saying those things cost.
There's
now.
these massive log.
Yeah. That's amazing.
He told me that there was like no effort put into that name. It was just like,
Shut up. I don't need to hear that.
all right, fair enough. Also, when I went to that event, P&W Masters, like the night before, I bought a like little like barrel of toxic waste, like the little candies that are like super sour. They're like warheads.
Yep.
And then normally I give people like lozenges at the start of a game, just like, hey, just for your voice. Well, no, what I did was
Okay.
I like took a lozenge in one hand and toxic waste in the other, and then mixed them up, and then like hand of dust.
Hand of dust. I knew that's where you were going.
And I lost it every time.
Well, because you have to have
'Cause I
the
would
other
eat
one.
the other one.
Oh, that's so
So
awesome.
at the start of the game, I just went like, anyway. So
That's
this thing called Burger Lust.
that's so godlike. Oh, I love it. Oh man, that's the best thing ever. You should do that every time. I don't care what happens to you.
Just ruined my taste buds.
Yeah, and your colon probably, but that's fine. That's not me. Oh
It's not you ruining my colon
no, it's not happening to me either.
for once.
So yeah. What? God dang it. I think we're back to you again, friend.
Right. Yeah, because I just gave feedback on your thoughts on ogres. What do I think is like? What do I think is an army that is like ripe for becoming overpowered?
Ooh, ripe for becoming overpowered.
Yeah, like it's just like a points change away from becoming a huge problem.
Right.
I think Stormcast.
Oh,
They're
wow.
constantly in this weird balance of like, their rules are really good and they have a whole lot of tools, and there's so many war scrolls that like if the right thing gets lowered in points by enough, then it just like creates a broken list. So I could see them being like pretty overpowered. And I would predict they get like a small change that kind of makes them, someone's going to stumble on something that is just like heinous,
Right.
that we haven't seen yet. So yeah, I could see that.
I could see that for sure. Do I wait? So what is the prediction? Stormcast get a slight nerf?
Stormcast gets slight buff.
Slight
become
buff.
overpowered.
Oh, wow. Well, I don't want that. I don't want them to get overpowered.
Yeah.
Do I think it could and might happen? Yeah, actually, I think that's a pretty good guess, actually. Carson is still puckered at both ends. Poor guy. And I do agree with Ludovicus. However, we get the new ogre models the fastest do that. That's a good point. Justin for Gargants, buffs, please. Ooh, that's an interesting one.
So let me know that's Michael Savetti.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
Okay.
I noticed.
Yeah.
But-
Known Gargant abuser. Yeah.
Exactly. But I also wanted to, take the thought from wholesale. Yeah, I don't know. Where are Gargants sitting right now? Like I thought they were sitting around 50%.
They're fine.
Yeah.
They're decent. Yeah.
So I think they should get nerfs, Betty. Yeah, that's what I'm going to go with. I think they should get nerfs.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
One less Gargant per list.
Exactly. One less Gargant player per tournament. That's my promise. in this campaign. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I
Kenrick
actually.
says OP Stormcast is my favorite, except when I have to play against them. Kenrick, I feel like by the time you got to like the end of your cycle of playing Stormcast, that same list in the first GHB, you
Yeah.
seemed like genuinely depressed. Like,
Yeah, that's like the most depressed we've ever seen you.
yeah. I don't know if you do like them. To be honest.
Yeah. I think Gitz Kenrick is my favorite Kenrick. Just
It says
cackling.
only army worse than ogres in win rate. You're the abuser. I didn't say I wasn't. I said you're a Gargant abuser.
Yeah,
That's all I
exactly.
said.
Also, his army, also your army, meaning Carson, is worse than your army, meaning Sabeti.
Yeah, I also think that sometimes people forget this a bunch, but I have to say it again. I'm the main character.
Yeah,
I'm the protagonist of reality.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah. Wait,
So only good things
when
for me.
Carson goes to sleep, none of us exist. Yeah. It's
When I
hell, it's
turn
hell on
around
my
like
work
this-
schedule. What? Oh no, God. Please come back.
Just start fading. You're like, no, not again.
Like Michael J. Fox in Back to the Future.
Yeah.
Earth Angel, Earth Angel.
She's doing to ogres what Soral is doing to Zerg in competitive StarCraft 2. I didn't get into StarCraft. Who's Soral?
Soral, I mean, like Soral is a very strong player. He's like the strongest in the world by far. I think he's from like Norway or Sweden or something like that. But I do want to point out, wait, who is saying this? Soral is awesome. But Soral, oh man, it's very complicated. But like, basically, like, Soral started, like, he came up when, like, it was kind of already over in Korea and stuff like that. Like, no one cared anymore, and like a bunch of stuff happened with like legal matters regarding competitive gaming and that kind of thing. So it kind of fell off. But Soral is like he's like dominating like Tiger Woods did in his heyday, but there's just it's just not as popular anymore. StarCraft 2, but it's been 15 years since the game came out, so.
Fair.
Yeah. Like,
a little while.
yeah, it's been a little while, unfortunately. And like the game that those the ex StarCraft developers made, they made like a free to play sort of like StarCraft like game, but it's not doing super good, unfortunately. So the RTS revival that we were hoping for is, I mean, I guess it's kind of alive and well in like Dawn of War and now Total War. And you look at Total War, Warhammer 40K, and it looks like Dawn of War, and Dawn of War looks like Warhammer or Total War or whatever. And like, it's actually great. And I heard that there's a rumor that they're going to make them into console games. I was just like, I don't know, man. I've never seen a really good, like the last time I thought like an RTS game was really good for console was Sim Ant for the Super Nintendo. Like, I don't think it's not very viable, but yeah.
Yeah. It's tough. Like the market has changed a lot. And like those old RTSs are really good,
Yeah,
but it's just like not palatable for a lot lot of players.
it's true. Especially if you didn't grow up with them. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
100%.
like
Like that. Focus on
played-
like
sorry, please.
the focus on like the micro of an RTS can be like really daunting for a lot of people. Sorry,
Yeah,
go ahead.
It's true. Yeah. No, I played Warcraft 1 and then played Warcraft 2 and then played Warcraft 3 and then somehow literally never played World of Warcraft. And I'm not kidding. I never played a single minute of that game. I played other MMOs, but it was never played the main character one, the game that took over the world.
Yep.
I was too poor. My computer couldn't run it. And then you needed a subscription. I'm like, are you high?
Yeah.
I'll just
Yeah, my
stick
partner
with
has a
Street
story
Fighter.
about that where she bought World of Warcraft as a kid, installed it, got all the way through,
Oh.
and then it's like, you needed a subscription to like play this game. And she's like, what? What do you mean? I bought it. Like,
Yeah, I paid for the because like MMO games like used to come out and you had to pay the full amount of money for the game.
To buy them.
Yeah.
And then subscription on top of that. Yeah.
Yeah. I bought I mean I was aware of it when it happened, but I bought Star Wars The Old Republic, and it did feel weird, you know? Especially when there's like Bethesda games out there which are offering you, you know, just as much if not more content for like you to just wander through, and yet but obviously there's, you know, interaction and stuff with a bunch of other people and whatnot. I know it's a different experience, but we got way off topic. StarCraft 1 and 2 both have competitive scenes. They do. So, I mean, Street Fighter 2 has a competitive scene still. Street Fighter 2. It's from the 90s, guys.
It's crazy the online communities that are out there. So there's like the wildest one to me is did you ever hear about a RTS called Supreme Commander?
Oh yeah.
So there's a specific Supreme Commander called Supreme Commander Forged Alliance, which is like objectively the best one in my opinion.
Okay, fair enough. Objectively, in my opinion, I love it. Yeah, go on.
But most people haven't heard of it, and it also came out like 20 years ago, I want to say now. Like, it's been a while.
Right.
There's still an online community called Forged Alliance Forever, where it's just modded clients of that, where like some person has created like a whole matchmaking service and dedicated servers to like do competitive FAF, and you can still log on and still get a game usually within like 5 to 10 minutes.
Yep.
Which is
absolutely
crazy. Like
it does speak to the quality of those games. Like, do you know what GGPO is?
Nope.
Basically what they did was they took old fighting games. You know what rollback netcode is? That was invented by GGPO to play old fighting games online for free. You just downloaded it. And like the most popular one was Street Fighter Third Strike, because it's, I think, objectively, in my opinion, the best fighting game ever made competitively. Dude, they played it last year. It was like the second biggest game at EVO last year, the biggest fighting game tournament in the world by a huge margin. And like the biggest moment was amazing, by the way. This Japanese Hugo player. Hugo is not considered a good character. Look it up. It was freaking unbelievable. But yeah, and they developed it, all of that for free, and they actually gave away the source code. And then Riot hired those guys to work on whatever it's called, DNX, no, not DNX Duel. Whatever the Riot like League of Legends fighting game is that they made. Right. It doesn't have motion input, so I just couldn't care less. It looks beautiful though. Yeah. It's amazing stuff.
Oh, Rob, EverQuest is ripping us off.
I never played that game either, man. I'm poverty console fighting game player, man. We just like get together and we bring our consoles and like tube televisions and then sit down in the room together. None of this like, you know, computer money. Like, yeah, for better and for worse.
I played EVE Online for a really long time.
Did
and
you?
One of the things about EVE Online is that they had these things called Plex or pilot license extensions.
Okay.
Where you could just pay CCP, the company that makes the game, like a monthly subscription to play.
Yeah.
Or you can also pay CCP to buy like Plex, which is an in-game item which represents like 1 month of game time.
Oh, okay.
So how it worked was there was like a fully like free open market in that game. And so people would pay real money for Plex because they're like, I work a full-time job. I don't care, but I just want like more money in the game. Someone else will buy that with in-game money and then redeem it from their account to get 30 more days of like in-game time.
Whoa.
So if you were like really good at making money in game, you could play for free kind of thing.
Wow.
And it was a smart strategy because like either way the company is getting $15 for your 30 days.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. That's really cool. Didn't they do something like, couldn't you like trade real money for items in Diablo 2? Like I played Diablo 2, but I don't remember. I thought I remember someone buying like a digital, some kind of sword or something like that for like tens of thousands of dollars back in the day. You'd never play. Pure joy of needing to keep an emergency pee bottle under your desk. Can you even call yourself an old school gamer? I'm so old school, dude. I played the original Dune I played Dune 2000. Like, those games look like trash, and I never even read the books at the time. I didn't read the books until God Emperor or whatever it was called, the Dune RTS game that came later. And by the way, the cutscenes in that had Michael Dorn, you know, the guy who played Worf in Star Trek. He was in like the cutscenes of that game. He was pretty good. Yeah.
I remember the craziest game for cutscenes was Red Alert 3, Command and Conquer.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Where it had like Tim Curry, George Takei,
Wow.
like a couple other famous people playing as like the main like generals, I guess, for like each respective country. And
that's kind of what they were doing for this. But I don't know. Michael Dorn's much bigger than George Takei in my books.
Tim Curry, though?
He's Worf.
Tim Curry was...
Worf is the guy who gets beat up every week to show how badass the new alien is.
Rocky Horror Picture Show. Pennywise the Clown.
Michael Dorn, okay?
There's that one like classic quote too. It's just like, I'm going to the one place where I can be free of capitalism. Space. Because he played like the Russian general. Yeah.
Good times. I like
Good times. Yeah.
Oh man. So back to the predictions.
Oh yeah.
Honestly, I think these are the lamest predictions we've ever given. I'm just gonna like indict us fully on stream. I think these are terrible. Especially yours.
Thanks.
Yeah,
buddy.
you're welcome. No, I mean mine are probably worse. You know, you took the easy one though with the battle tactics. That was the low hanging fruit. I made you go first, so that was the punishment that I deserve for that. I don't know. It's hard though, because it's like, I don't know. Like, I feel like the Battlescroll updates are never really that crazy.
The thing is that I think that the game is in a actually extremely balanced place right now.
Balanced, I agree, for sure.
And when that's the case, it's just like,
what do you do?
Anything could happen, right?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
They can adjust things a little bit here and there, but ultimately they probably shouldn't. Like they shouldn't do any like crazy changes.
Yeah, don't do changes for change's sake.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like if they want to add new stuff and then adjust on top of that, sure. Yeah. But
yeah,
it's I would imagine like the next battle scrolls the next battle tomes that we get are going to be more impactful than whatever this battle scroll is.
Absolutely. So. I hope that's true. Did we ever hear like a timeline for like ogres versus Cazalet holds versus whatever other stuff we saw?
I mean, based on the rumors, so like the order that GW posted them in was, I think it was
GW posted them in.
Well, because GW posted that preview image that showed ogres, OBR, and fire slayers and whatever.
I still don't remember that.
It was like they had like a gut plate for an ogre, and they had like the shield of the rot swords for the the Nurgle and stuff like that. But the order that they did it was Nurgle, and then fire slayers or Cazalet holds, I guess.
Oh,
and then ogres, and then OBR.
Wow.
But the rumors are saying the opposite, or not the opposite, but they're saying something different. Where it's
Nurgle's coming in.
Yeah. So Nurgle's, we know Nurgle's coming either way. Right. And then the order of the next two is not clear, but Cazalet holds is like an end of the edition.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. It would be a weird kind of thing to do if you go from Hellsmiths directly into, well, then it would be Nurgle, but then Cazalet holds. So,
yeah.
Huh.
If I had to guess, it would be like Nurgle's going to come out. Hellsmiths will get, their stuff launched as well.
Right.
And then by the time that happens, we'll have heard what's coming next, and it's probably going to be like 1 or 2 books that are just like minor releases, and then we'll have some big preview for whatever the next thing is, which hopefully is ogres, and hopefully it's like in the springtime sometime.
That would be great.
I think ogres is next year either way, or it has to be,
right?
Because we only have 1 more year of this edition, like releases essentially. We're basically halfway through now.
Yeah, we are halfway through.
Yeah.
And then the last 6 months is usually like books or weird, goofy rules and things like that. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So I would imagine ogres is like spring. I don't know if it's early or late though. It's the only thing.
Right.
Well, actually, I do know that GW is going to release them just in time for only me to latch onto the rules, and then I'll sneak my way into playing them for Worlds, and then it'll be fine.
Perfect. Perfect. You are blessed by the maw, just like I am blessed by the horned rat to always get things
That's me.
perfectly. Yeah. That makes sense to me. It's called Justice, says Marky. I don't know. I think I missed a few things. Buff all my armies, nerf all of Carson's. That seems fair. That seems like a nice balanced take on things. Yeah. Yeah, actually, like I'm curious to what people want out of it. Like, I know what I want is what I won't get. What I really want is 20 cc's of flavor stat. You know? Like in a perfect world, we see like another Scourge of Gyran. Like that's what I really want. I want a whole nother Scourge of Gyran mid-season. I don't feel like this is too much to ask, by the way. It's not even coming with anything you buy.
That was probably like the single biggest change they did for a GHB. Like,
it was amazing. But you know what, though? F anyone who thinks they did not sell a shit ton of models through that. Like, honestly, like they probably sell more models. They sold more models, you know, through like Scourge of Gyran than like. Actually, well, that's definitely true. They definitely sold more models by doing Scourge of Gyran than by doing any one battle tome. And furthermore, like I think that like Scourge of Gyran was incredible and everyone loves them for doing it. It earned them a lot of goodwill. But I also think that it's probably less work than one battle tome. Right? Because like it's just like a couple of easy rules and a war scroll change, whereas like a battle tome's like they have to think about like the macular kind of balance of how it's going to fit all together and internal balance of the battle tome. Like I think I don't know, like I don't know this. I've never made a battle tome, but like it seems like I don't know. Is it too much to ask? Just give us another of like one of your greatest ideas. Like it sold a bunch of models. It also got you know incredible goodwill from the community. It almost like I said it originally like, man, this is such a big ask, but now I'm just like, wait, isn't this low hanging fruit actually? Like, isn't this like a stupidly easy decision to make? It makes them money and gets goodwill. Why not? You know?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I agree. But
and like they could stutter step it too, where it could be like, okay, like just to use Skaven as an example, because it's the greatest army ever. They gave us a new Screaming Bell because it's like this iconic thing that you should always see on every battlefield for Skaven. It's like one of the most iconic units in Warhammer history, right? And then they changed up the Brood Terror, right? Well, now they could give us the thing, like the other things that everyone thought they were going to touch. Like the Doom Wheels are crazy stupid and whatever, like they're bad and dumb and they just don't fit at all with like how you think they would work in the army. So then you could change the Doom Wheels and let's say the Rattling Warp Blaster. One old unit, one new unit. It's the same thing, right? Okay. So now we've got Scourge of Gyran that happened last summer. We've got the winter Scourge of Shaiish or whatever the F you want to call it, right? And then in this summer, holy crap, Jason. Let me just finish my thought real quick. Okay.
Yeah.
And then in the summer, we get like the next Scourge of Gyran update. So like a whole new Scourge of Gyran thing. And then the next winter we could actually be getting this like every half a year and it would sell models and be really great for everyone. Jason, thank you so much. 5 gift memberships to people watching. Hannah got it. Brib, Monk, not Kenrick, but Damien and Matt Beasley. That's so funny. And Matt Beasley's in the thumbnail, by the way. Thank you. That was very generous. Very generous. Appreciate you. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. That was very, very kind. Hannah, who just got a gift sub from Jason, says Rattling Warp Blaster and Claw Lord on Gnaw Beast. I'm down for that. Those are both new units, and like I love the look of the Claw Lord on Gnaw Beast. That actually is a better choice than the Doom Wheel. But like the Doom Wheel is like a lot of people's favorite unit ever for Skaven. So like that would be cool too. My God, that thing's a pain in the ass to paint though. It's like either you do it in 17 sub-assemblies. By the way, I'm not joking. It's something insane amount. It's either you paint the whole model at once or you do it in like 17 sub-assemblies. And there's nothing in between because it's just like all these things have to go together for it to work or there's no point. It's really wild. Yeah. I've done both. The first one I painted whole because I bought it used, and the second one I painted in like an insane amount of sub-assemblies, and I don't know what the correct answer is because they were both an absolute nightmare. So, yeah.
Sometimes they get the sub-assembly done pretty well. Like, the obvious thing is, you know, if the unit has a shield, just make that shield just plop on at the end. But there's some where it's just like the shield is like cut in half and you have to like put it together as it's like connected to the horse.
It's connected and his leg.
Yeah, you're like,
why?
Just such a pain. It's like not even possible to sub-assembly at that point.
Absolutely. The Black Coach was one of the better ones I've ever seen designed for sub-assemblies. There's a few of them. A lot of the like the rider, like the cavalry, are done really well. Like the Blood Knight's the opposite of that. They're all one piece, or you can go screw yourself. Whereas like the Agradon riders they just come off. The Slan just comes on his own. It's just like they should all be like this. But yeah, it's true. Hannah says Claw Lord on Gnaw Beast in particular could use new rules instead of the twice per year 10 points decrease. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and it's such a cool model. So yeah, couldn't agree more. Like the Skaven Scourge of Gyran stuff is really cool, more because it makes those two new units eminently playable, not because the design is god tier. Yeah, no, I don't disagree with that. Immediately got another work call. Oh no. Just when you thought you were back, or just when you thought you were gone, they dragged you back in. Alex, you could paint it quickly. Are you talking about the Doom Wheel? Gotta remember there is a delay. I mean, the one I bought used was painted quickly. It just, man, it's hard to paint it. It's hard to paint it. You can do it. You can paint it quickly, and you can paint it well. But I cannot imagine painting a Doom Wheel quickly and well. I hated it both times, but I love the unit. To try to avoid sub-assemblies as much as possible. Yeah, the same here. Couldn't agree more. Whenever I can avoid it, I avoid it. Currently building a Bell, worst model ever. Get to that Doom Wheel. It's so much worse. The Bell is a huge pain in the ass. The Bell first time also painted like whole model. Second time painted like in 50 million sub-assemblies. I don't know what the right thing is. I have no idea. Either you're like going down through there, like using some kind of like mirror system to see things in like a curved paintbrush, or you're painting it and I hated it.
Yeah. The thing that sucks too is sometimes they'll paint something that's just awful and it takes forever, and it was like 80 points.
Yeah.
Of your list.
Oh, I know. Like any chariot.
I spent so much time on any chariot. Literally 80 points in Slaves to Darkness.
Yeah.
And that chariot, I'm just like, it's so old.
It's so old. It's so ugly. Yeah. I know. Apparently the worst chariot to paint in the game is the Slanesh one. I don't know how many points it is. Yeah. But...
I was playing against Matthias, who had two Bladebringer chariots, basically. And they were like mostly airbrushed, so that's kind of how we got around it. But like, I just like picked it up, and it was like, I don't know, like it was like warping my mind, like just like the topography of this model. And I was just like, Jesus Christ, like, why would anyone buy or paint this? Truly, you have to be a masochist. Play that army.
True Slanesh player only. Yeah. I think they're made out of like old razor blades too, and like nails and shit. It's just the worst experience, but
So I can find the one that I'm talking about.
you need a beal. You don't, or a bell. Yeah, you don't need a wheel. I mean, I need 4 wheels, but just not in my Sigmar. Yeah, I mean, but like that's the thing too. Like you didn't need a bell until the soggy rules came out, and now all of a sudden everyone needs a bell because it's like one of the really good things in Skaven. Is that you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Then I'll send you to.
Carbson messaged me. Okay. You sent me 2 messages. Do they both reply?
Links to pictures. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. The question is, how much paint did he, or how much porn did he send me? Oh, this is the chariot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my
Like
god.
if you just look at the like spiky grinder thing in the middle,
Oh
like it doesn't.
God.
You look at that and you're like, oh wow, that's crazy. That's a lot of blades, but I guess it's not so bad. You have to realize like how small Slash is.
Then you go, boom,
Yeah.
close up. What? What?
And it's like,
yeah.
It's a nightmare.
Oh, that's crazy. What a stupid. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's from it's not exactly from new AOS, but still. You always need a bill. Skaven isn't Skaven without them. Well, that's what I'm saying. But you were never seeing any bells at all until they did some soggy shenanigans. And you have to glue it together. That's true. Yeah, what's the worst part about that? Gluing it together or painting it? Both are jobs for complete and utter masochists. Just horribly deranged people that are not fit for human society. But we let them play Warhammer with us.
Yeah, they walk among us.
Well, I mean, it's either that or let them just not get their jollies out, you know? And
Statistics say that you walk past a serial killer once a year,
yeah.
and all of them are Slanesh players.
I was wondering how you're going to bring that back to Slanesh players. Not every serial killer, not every Slanesh player is a serial killer, but every serial killer is a Slanesh.
Exactly. The one thing that links them is they can look at the FBI can look at GW's sales histories.
Oh, Megan, that is the most effed up thing you said on this podcast in a while, but yet the most true somehow. Something that we all know in our
Prove me
hearts
wrong.
to be true.
I bet you can't.
Yeah, I think they've toned down the amount of GW sales records they've identified with serial killer patterns. Since COVID. I think it was after COVID they stopped doing that as much. So it's going to be very hard to prove.
Alex says but I work from home and rarely leave the house. Yeah, but it's just statistics, Alex. I mean,
I've seen that picture of you on Shiv Street or whatever it's called.
Shank Street, I think.
Shank Street, that's what it was. It's on Shank Street. It's the sketchiest picture I've ever seen of anyone that I know in real life. Yeah. Yep.
Absolutely killing that cereal. What's your favorite cereal? I'm a bit of a loser, but I like corn. I know you can't eat cereal.
No, I can now. I can eat cereal. Well, I mean, I can't. It's a long story, but anyway, it's not completely off limits to me.
I'm a corn pops guy.
Corn pops. Wow, that is you are garbage, but I respect.
Or actually, my favorite is it's not Cinnamon Toast Crunch, but have you ever had French Toast Crunch where they're like the little pieces of toast?
No,
they look like little pieces of toast.
No. Oh, I know it. I know what you're talking about, but I don't think I've ever had it actually.
It's good.
Is it? Huh. I like oatmeal crisp, or I think it's called, and I used to be a huge fan of I think it's Honey Nut Cheerios, and Life cereal. It's so boring, but it's just genuinely good, I think, But I think
Yeah,
that's
that's
my
fair.
order. Oatmeal crisp, Honey Nut Cheerios, and then Life.
I love that, like
Yeah.
oatmeal crisp and a lot of those other like granola esque uh, cereals are just like we're the healthy ones, and then you look at the sugar on the back, you're like, my god,
Yeah,
like it's all bound together with just high fructose corn syrup. You're like,
sure
jeez,
is. But I actually just genuinely like the taste. Like I'm aware how bad it is for me. I just still like the taste though.
yeah,
Yeah. Like
yeah.
I like
I don't,
oatmeal
I
all
don't
the time.
regularly have cereal either. Like
I don't either. I don't
it's
have
like a
it at all.
dessert breakfast basically.
It is 100%. Yeah. And like, and some of them are high in fiber, but that just F's with my gastro disorder even more. So I don't personally get anything out of that. Because of all the stabbing. Yeah, that was part of it. Life, the cereal, and Life, the board game both suck. Whoa, Kenrick, excuse me?
I agree with the board game. The board game is horrible.
I don't remember the board game. I can't defend the board game.
It's one of those games where just stuff happens, and you're like, okay, and then you spin the thing, and then you do your
Oh,
random
I
movement.
see. Just random things happen to you. The board game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
pretty lame.
Which is like life, I guess.
It doesn't matter how hard you try.
It's all random.
It's whatever dice you get rolled. Yeah, there's a good story for the kids to strive towards. Nothing you do matters, everyone. What's the best board game? Other than like Poop Water and
That's tough.
Yeah.
Are you thinking like
I don't mean like
core,
Baroque.
like family board games? Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I'm thinking like a standard board game, not like what's that one? Grim Frost or whatever it's called. Frostgrave, I think it's called.
Right. Well, what's
Yeah.
the line? Like, is Catan a standard board game?
Yes.
Okay. Catan.
Catan?
Yeah.
Fair enough. I actually I really like Ticket to Ride.
Ticket to Ride's good.
It's a good game, Frosthaven, thank you. Risk is a great board game.
I had like this like variation of Risk called like Risk 2083 or whatever. Like it was a futuristic one.
Yep.
And it had a separate map for the moon. And we figured out that the first person to get there just became the moon baron, and you just like immediately like get nukes. It's like launch them from the moon at
Yeah.
people.
That might be one of Eric's favorites. He's like a huge Risk guy.
Nice.
I think that's like his favorite or his second favorite. I actually have StarCraft Risk, and it's really good. You have like the little minerals. They're like little plastic minerals or whatever. It's really good. Yeah. But Ticket to Ride, yeah, it's so good. Small World, Munchkin. There's another one called The Resistance, but you have to be careful who you play it with because it's basically like you're going on missions. You need a minimum of 5 people to play it, and you're just going on missions. And there's 3 like people, and then there's 2 like traitors, and the traitors are trying to ruin everything, and the people are trying to figure out who the traitors are. And man, my sister-in-law is just like always saying it's me. And to be fair, I kept becoming the traitor, but it got pretty like heated at times where I was just like, whoa, let's calm down. Like this isn't, I'm not actually like some kind of undercover agent here, guys. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Every time I would play Among Us with a group of friends, they were just like, all right, step 1. Now that the game started, we're kicking Carson off. Just to be safe.
Just to be, man.
I'm like, wait, guys, I'm not the imposter.
I'm not the imposter this time. I'm like, okay.
Sure.
But if you don't say this time, then they're like, okay, he's actually definitely the traitor. Because, yeah. Oh, man. Oh, you're leaving us, Jason. Thanks again, man. That was very generous. Keep up the awesome Nurgle painting. I love to see it. And good luck to your wallet. Do we know for sure which of the Darkwater Nurgle units will be in the new Battle Tome? I believe
all of them, I think.
Everything except for I know the Kelpies aren't in there.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
And there's a few other things. There's like a couple of other things. I'm sorry, I don't remember exactly. It's the Demon Prince, the Cankerborn, the Pestigors, the Maggot Priest, and maybe another hero. They did say it in the article. Sorry, I don't have that right here with me, but I think we did cover it. I remember the Kelpies aren't in there because I was sad. Whoa! Oh my god! I thought a vein was just gonna go to the screen, and then the world just goes blank because Carson is the main character.
Yeah, I have a stroke and the world ends.
You want that Grub Witch? The Grub Witch is I think my favorite non-hero model in there. I don't disagree with that. By the way,
Okay.
actually, I have to tell you, I had I have read a lot of old world novels, but I don't I almost exclusively read stuff that's got Skaven in it, and then sometimes I veer, other places. I've read some of the Wood Elf ones, a few of those other things, the End Times and different things like that. But my knowledge has severe gaps in, is what I'm trying to say, right? So remember we got that rumor, Khazalid holds, right? The dwarf faction is coming, right? So I open up Dark Water, or Poop Water as we like to call it, and I'm like, Khazalid, the dwarf character's from Khazalid holds. I'm like, oh my god, confirmed. Here we go. This is super exciting. Fast forward like a week later, not that long ago, a few nights ago, I'm reading Skarsnik. It's like an old world novel, and it's like he's like talking to one of the dwarf things, and he's like he speaks Khazalid, and I'm like, God dang it, this is something that's actually old. Like this isn't like a new thing. Just like Hashut isn't a new thing. Like it doesn't mean it's wrong, but I was just like, oh man, my own lack of old world knowledge really bit me in the ass there, and I got excited for nothing. So.
Yeah, you thought you stumbled on something. You're like, ah, dang it.
Yeah,
Because
I
they're
really
setting up,
did. I really did. Yeah.
They're setting up like tons of stuff constantly in the lore, it feels like, where they could kind of branch out in whatever direction and just like pick something, it feels like. But
Well, look at when we got Cruel Boys, and remember how we got the Hobgrot Slittas. They have their hand grenades are made by the Hellsmiths of Hashut. That was in the lore start of 3rd edition, right? So everyone's like, Chaos Dwarves definitely coming this edition. And they did come, just not that edition, obviously, right? We're like 4 years later. But it might be like that, how certain authors just create a bunch of crap and then they leave strings to pull on later. Yeah.
yeah,
So.
yeah. The way that I read Leviticus's first was like, I thought it was an insult at first because I read like, do you read, Rob?
Do you
like,
read? Do you even read?
And then I read the rest, and I was like, oh, okay, he's just asking a genuine question.
I do both. I listen. I'm currently listening to Dungeon Crawler Carl again because it's so awesome and hilarious, and I'm reading Skarsnik on my my tablet. My son has my Kindle. I can't tell you guys why, but nothing nefarious. It's just I can't say why without doxing my own son. So, but he's reading my favorite author's second series called the Lightbringer series, and so he's got my Kindle. So I'm reading Skarsnik, which is it's such a great novel. I can't remember if I talked about it before, but I read it while I'm stretching before bed, and so like I tend to not read that long because by the time I go to bed I'm usually so tired, so like sometimes I'm kind of falling asleep as I'm reading, but it's so good. Like honestly, I wish that I wish that AOS novels were as good as old world novels. Like I just don't think that they are anywhere close though. Like the whole thing, like the book starts off with this like goblin, green skin researcher guy with like some kind of sellsword going to a mental asylum and talking to a playwright, and he's telling them about how he met Skarsnik and survived. and Skarsnik wanted him to. So it's got like this whole unreliable narrator, and the guy's in a mental asylum. You know what I mean? It's so good. It's so well done. Like I feel like they don't make them like they used to. Like that's how I feel about it. It's so good, man. Yeah. And like, you compare that to like, the newest Gotrek novel, Vermin Slayer, and it's just, I'm sorry, it's just nowhere even close. It's not even as good as like the Darius Hinks ones were really good. Anyway, sorry, I've kind of digressed there a bit. You get me talking about novels though, and I will go on, but a bit, but yeah.
It's all good. Someone's got to read them.
yeah. I mean, honestly
can't
though, like they they do those polls of like which book should we bring back, and I know Skarsnik was the one that everyone chose, but I didn't get it when it was in paperback, and I do regret it. But I think that like, when AOS kind of hit, they didn't really have like it was either like you were reading, kind of bolter porn, Stormcast, novels, or there was just nothing else, so it took them a while to get warmed up. And now I think there's probably some kind of internal thought that like AOS novels don't sell, but it seemed like the last Gotrek novel did sell out quite a bit, even though I don't think it's that great. And the new Tchaikovsky Seraphon novel sold out like that. So I don't know, like it sold out in like 20-30 minutes. So yeah, I don't know, but I've never seen Rob read in real life. Pretty sure you have too. That's actually a lie. You've seen me read my rules wrong plenty of times in real life. Got him. No. I didn't. He didn't take it that way either, Ludivicus. He was saying he read that wrong. Oh yeah, sorry, you put that down already. My bad. I'm catching up. Have much bigger budgets for authors and scope of projects back in the old world days. They absolutely did, and like, like they'd already developed their own lore, and so like we keep waiting for them to kind of catch up and do that in AOS, but they're just not putting their money into it. And like their biggest authors are all writing 40K, right? So, yeah, I don't know. I think they have to invest in like really. I don't know. I think Tchaikovsky is like a good step in the right direction. Like he's actually a big name, relatively speaking. You know what I mean? Like he's a name outside of Black Library. So they're taking a step in the right direction. I don't think. I actually read his short story too, that you can get from Black Library. It came out like a year ago around Christmas time, and it's called like something in the stars or something like that. I don't remember. You can just look up Seraphon on Black Library though, and it comes up, and it's the same character. It's the same Starseer that's in the new novel, but I actually thought that the so far the short story was a little bit better. But yeah, I totally agree with you, Brib. Apparently though, oh wait, is Alex saying what are they going to print them using trees? Well. So apparently, he's a huge get for AOS. Totally agree. I'm getting distracted. Apparently, though, this is actually huge news. I don't know if it's completely confirmed, but when the last 40K Horus Heresy novel came out, it sold out and like crashed the website with all like the, what do you call them? People who read the not scams, the people who scalpers. Thank you. So it crashed and it ruined it. So then they were like, okay, we're going to come back. And so they're saying that going forward that they're all going to be like made to order kind of deal. So just kind of get rid of scalpers is what I heard. They didn't say that on their, like on the Warhammer community, unfortunately, or maybe they did and I just missed it. But that's actually huge news. And it's like, I wish they would have done it a long time ago, but like better late than never, obviously. So yeah. So unless authors want to do a heap of world building on top of telling a story, they just write the same tropes and characters. Yeah, it's pretty bland in AOS, to be honest. Like I don't think that they need to either. Like I think the world building is already kind of established in AOS. I think what they need to do is just make really good characters. Because like like a lot of us are like I know a lot of people that only read fantasy, and they only watch sci-fi or fantasy or whatever. Like they only like sort of fantastical fiction of any one kind. But if you make a really good character, like a la Breaking Bad or whatever, it'll bring in everyone. Just like if you make a really good character, like, or if you make something that's really considered to be good, even though I didn't really personally enjoy Game of Thrones at any point. But like, I mean, it was fine, but like, you know what I mean? But it became very popular is what I'm trying to say. So like you had all the normies coming and everyone's watching Game of Thrones. It doesn't matter if they don't like fantasy, right? And it's like, it doesn't matter if you don't like true crime or whatever you want to call Breaking Bad or The Wire, or, you know what I mean? Like there's just so many examples of this. The Sopranos, Deadwood, like it just, if you make something that's good enough and the characters are good enough and compelling enough, I think it'll just bring people in. Like I'm not into dwarves, traditionally speaking. I never really have been, but Gotrek's an awesome character. I love him. Yeah. Yeah, exactly, Hannah. Like my wife got me to read Memoirs of a Geisha, and I was like, this does not seem like my kind of story at all. But it was just written well enough that it didn't matter, Yeah. That's all I really want is a good story. And get rid of Gotrek already. How many times can you print the word manling in one book? Don't get rid of Gotrek. He's the one thing that's selling in AOS right now. The first 3 Darius Hinks Gotrek novels in AOS were the only thing that I've really enjoyed so far in the AOS novel side. But I am kind of a stickler. Yeah. It is crazy, though. I do still think it's crazy that like hardback novels are selling out and then you just can't get them until, and it's not like they own the printing press. They make these books themselves. Like just do a second printing. You know what I mean? Like make them made to order. There's so many solutions to this problem. How do we have it? Yeah. You're not wrong about him. Anyway, that I don't know. By the way, you did say you wanted to do. I predict Rob will go off on at least one more tangent of nonsense, and you know that I love that before the end of the show. Damn it, he's got. I'm gonna have to just not talk if you expect me not to go on at least one more tangent. You did say you wanted to talk about Masters, or whatever it's called, right? There you go. Yeah, well, there we have it. Yeah.
Wait, there's Rob. In the trophy. Yeah. I did it. I'm the Punwa Master.
Well said.
It's me. Yeah.
Another trophy that's also a weapon.
Yep. This is the first time a Canadian has won PNW Masters, actually.
Really? Congrats. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
It's because of hometown advantage, no doubt.
Exactly.
First time they've ever done it in Canada.
That's right.
It's really hard to spike people's drinks in another country. Like, where do you even get it from? You have to know people.
Yeah.
You know?
It's tough.
It's tough.
Can't sneak across the border anymore.
Yep.
Yeah, that was it. PNW Masters happened. It was a good time. I will say the timing is weird now from like PNW Masters to NA Masters.
Okay.
Because last year it was like PNW Masters wrapped up kind of like at the end of the calendar year. And then NA Masters was in like October. So basically it gave us like 2 months to kind of process like how people were doing, and then we could make a team like 6 months before the event.
Oh.
And it was okay.
Yeah.
But now, because it got like changed and delayed and stuff like that, it's in January, which means our Masters team from 2024 is playing in NA Masters 2026.
Oh, weird.
Like the calendar year of 2024, that team that got picked basically February following is now like a year later essentially playing in NA Masters as a team.
Wow. Do you have to pick the team that far
No, the problem is I didn't know that it was going to be delayed.
Oh,
Um,
oh, are you the captain of NA Masters
uh,
team?
the
Whatever.
Pacific Northwest team, yeah, I am.
Oh,
Yeah,
cool. I didn't remember that. I actually now remember that, but it kind of got replaced with you becoming Team Canada captain. So
yeah, absolutely. Um, yeah, it's weird now because like our season wraps up before like our season wraps up like basically a month before NA Masters, which is obviously like way too soon to pick a team for that one.
right.
Which means like, do we wait 13 months to
Mm,
like it's such like a weird awkward thing where like I think we're just gonna have to change how we like structure the team.
I think so. Yeah,
So we'll probably just do like a at some point in 2026 we'll pick the team for 2027, like halfway through or something.
that
But
makes sense. You know.
yeah, but yeah, that'll be my next big event coming up though is North America Masters. All of the regions in North America getting together and doing a big teams tournament in Seattle mid January when what's it called when LVO used to be.
Oh, right.
Yep.
I forgot LVO changed too. Is it in October now?
Yeah, that's actually why NA Masters changed because that's when NA
Oh,
Masters was, and then
right, right. And LVO
LVO
is
was like,
very
"We're
competitive.
moving," and then NA
Yeah.
Masters was like, "Well, we don't want to compete with that, so let's."
No, no.
Yeah,
I feel like a lot of like local tournaments can compete with LVO no problem because it's, you know, but that makes sense because a lot of the more competitive people probably want to go to LVO. So,
yeah,
huh.
absolutely.
Oh, that is an interesting thing. Have you talked about why no Nurgle manifestations after Chorf's not getting them either? Huh. Well, I think the thought process with Chorf's was like there's probably an electric boogaloo kind of moment down the pipe for them. Um, Even though there's a lot to Nurgle, like they've got actually a pretty big range at this point, if you consider all the demons and different things that they have. Um, but they're also very popular. Well, I think they can support it. Um, that's an interesting question, you know, because it seemed like we were getting something for everyone. Like even KO got like a what do you call it? Like a terrain, you know, sort of funky thing like that. That
Like a
didn't
2-in-1 almost.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, like a 2-in-1. So it just seemed like everyone was going to get something, and now, yeah, we didn't get it for Chorfs. Yeah, I don't know. That's an interesting question. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I do know that like GW's process is kind of beholden to the minis team, like whoever is actually like designing and creating miniatures. And
That's
if it
true.
just so happens that they're focusing on something else and they don't quite get to like manifestations, like I doubt it's like a very clean thing of like 4 years from now we're going to release a big Nurgle thing, and then where they're going to
Right.
have like manifestations and this, and they like factor in rules and whatnot too. It's probably just like here's a new batch of slop. Enjoy, designer team.
Right.
Have fun making that
Yeah.
new book essentially. Um,
Yeah. I
so
mean, I think it was Matthias that told me that because he talked to like some of the really high up people, and he was saying that like the sculptors kind of just do what they want. So it's kind of like, you know, bottom up design in terms of, and then it's like, okay, we've got these models, now we have to make rules for them. It's not like they're like, go and make me a new Doom wheel and a new this and a new that, and then whatever, right? So I don't know if that's true or not. That's just what I was told. But so it would make sense in that context. But the other thing that's kind of like interesting about that too, like, so they didn't get endless spells. All the endless spells are like made in China, right? All the terrain's made in China, right? So like, I wonder if there's something there. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, tariffs and you know what I mean. Like the world sort of changed in a lot of ways, and like we don't really know how GW sort of sees those things, and we don't even really know how it interferes with their business either, right? Yeah, I don't know. But it is weird. It's weird that they're not there. Like, I actually just think that, like, if that is a thing, I'm not saying it is, obviously. I have no idea. But, like, if it is a thing, you'd think that they'd just be like, okay, we'll just take this CAD file and we'll make a thing and we'll just produce them over here from now on. Like, rather than let it interpret or interrupt their whole design, you know. But
It might just be a capacity thing. Like,
that could be it too, you know. Like, Ignith didn't get spells either, but they got like an incarnate, you know. So, and like, you know, we just saw like Cathay is getting part 2 before we're getting Kislev, which frankly surprised the heck out of me. But I guess Cathay sold really well, so it turns out that it is a good idea. And so they're basically, what I'm saying though is like, new army comes to the old world, gets a part 2 before anything else comes out, really, of any you know, recognizable size. And then so the same could be true of Chorfs. We might see part 2 come this summer. Like, I don't know.
yeah, I kind of doubt that it has to do with like how successful the miniatures were though when they sold. Just because
No, that's true. That's true, because Cathay, because it's coming apart so close together
Exactly.
that they couldn't have. Yeah, that's absolutely true. What they probably happened with Cathay was they just came out with so much crap. They're like, this is too much for one release. We have to split it apart. So that could be what it was for Chorfs, or I mean, we just have no idea. There's no way of even guessing. Aren't they done with China now? No, everything, all the terrain, all the endless spells, they're all made in China still. I have the Idnith one. I have the Soulblight stuff, Night Haunt or whatever. All the like, I have the Soulblight manifestations. I have the Soulblight terrain. I have the IDK new manifestation. It's all made in China. So. So are the books. So I don't know. I don't know what the deal is. Yeah. No Kislev, because I don't think that's true for a second, to be honest. But if that means we get vampire pirates first, then I'm almost for it, because god dang it, I will play the old world for vampire pirates. For Vampire Coast, I will literally just paint them up for that game. I won't even use them in AOS. That's how badly I want them. So make it happen. Well, I think they moved the last endless spells back to the UK. Oh, maybe, or I don't think so though. What's the most recent endless spells that have come out? Or BKO? KO is like the closest thing. The terrain.
Yeah, it's terrain.
I would have. I don't know.
Otherwise, it's Idneth's manifestation probably.
Yeah, and that's definitely made in China, and the Soulblight one's made in China. Like, I literally checked. I haven't even opened up the Idneth one yet, because the book was so like, well, you know, I just bought it because the model looks cool as shit. But yeah, I've got the box right there. I can do like a New England accent and point at it. Tell you to say it, Frenchie. You know. I would get into the old world too if they got vampires. Exactly. Hannah has great taste. Likes Skaven. Likes vampirates. Clearly great taste.
Not enough ogres though, so I don't know what's up with that.
I don't know. Maybe she does. You're saying she's not advocating for ogres enough. Well, they're on the verge of change. You are correct. Designed in the UK, made in China. Yeah, everything's designed in the UK. I don't think they've ever had anything designed outside of the UK, although they might have, you know, other people. Anyway, we just left this Slanesh thing up here the whole time, like the worst model to paint in GW history. Shame. This one's better. Okay. Is there anything to add before we head on out?
I don't think so.
Yeah. Really looking forward to the Battlescroll tomorrow. I cannot wait. I mean, if and when they get Lady Ogres as well, I'm all for it. There you go.
I mean, that's the rumor. So
That is the rumor. I don't know if you heard, Hannah, but that is the rumor. I, I'm like one of those people too where I like really weird stuff. Like if they're, like my favorite armies are like Skaven and Lizardmen and that kind of thing. So like, yeah, ogres are too human. They're too normal, vanilla. Ugh.
I don't know. I come to realize about myself that I kind of like the more normal factions in like a super abnormal world.
Actually, that's kind of true. Yeah, yeah. You like cities.
Yep. Slaves to Darkness, which
Slaves
is
in
like
Darkness.
just naughty cities.
Corrupted human. Yeah, naughty cities. Yeah, exactly. Naughty cities. You like cities, and you like basically like the world's strongest man competition, dad bod, riding around in the snow.
Like that's me.
It's basically like the population of northern Alberta. Like,
Yeah.
I'm just kidding, by the way. God dang it. They wish they were that cool. I mean, no, I forgot I was online still. Yeah, thanks to everyone for hanging out. Yeah, you like the weird stuff? That's what I'm saying. Hannah's got good taste. Thanks to everyone for hanging out. We will see the Battlescroll tomorrow, so we'll be talking about that next week when everyone's already done talking about it and no one cares anymore. But we will be doing that. Promise. We will bore you. And then, hopefully we get some more interesting things coming out with Grotmas. It's been a little disappointing this year, but, as things go along, next Tuesday will be, the 23rd, I think? So we should be doing a show, right? Yep. So, yeah, man. Hopefully there's some big releases. There's some pretty big rumors about 40K and what they're getting on the 25th or whatever, the final day of Grotmas. So, yeah. Lots of exciting stuff. Thank you so much to everyone for hanging out. Shout outs to Jason again for the kind gift subs. And I think we will see you guys next week.